All right, here we go. What stage is he in? All right, side of the vehicle. Very common pattern. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Very common pattern. I'm sorry. Okay.
Sorry, I just didn't see you. That's all right. You gotta make sure to look, man.
Inattentional blindness, remember? Motion-induced blindness also.
That was this close.
It's really what it is. So we're in town. What stage should he be? What stage should you be? Right here. So we have all of this right here. So we have all this traffic. We have the side of the vehicle. It should go into orange stage because of the pattern that we see. Okay, remember we're focusing on speeding, positioning, ego. I don't think there's an ego thing here. I think the positioning is okay. We got a nice space cushion off to the right. Speeding, too fast, too slow. I don't think he was speeding. So actually it kind of does make a huge point and difference if we are in white stage, brown stage, whatever. So right here, I think we should be in orange stage, focusing on that side of the vehicle. Now, when we do this, where should we be going? So that vehicle is obviously coming out. We're not in that lane, so that's good. We're a good position here. So we could actually move and swerve left if we had to, which is what he does. You hear the little that skidding. That is that rear tire, maybe the front tire, but definitely some braking. But if you take a look, you could see that we only needed so much room. Okay, take a look at where he stopped. Thankfully, he did stop. But if he didn't stop, what could you do? You could easily swerve over into oncoming traffic. There's no traffic. That's why you need to orient yourself pretty well. But he's doing a good job finding that escape path. So overall, pretty good job. It's just one of those situations. Now, right there, I kind of want to point out is that he almost dropped the bike because he was so focused on, now it's that ego of, I need to tell you what happened. I need to tell you what you did to me. This right here could be a secondary incident. Once if there's somebody behind you, boom, clipped you because you stopped, dropped the bike. You can't even use your vehicle to get out of the situation. You're not going to be able to educate them. This guy was very apologetic. I just really wanted to focus on this spot right here, okay? So you could definitely find an escape path through there or go here, okay? So notice how there's no one here at all. You could go into oncoming traffic real quick, but make sure you get back in. All right, roundabout. Oh, merging issue. Don't rev bomb. No real use to that. All right, so the roundabout, when you come to this, you usually typically have a merging issue or a path of travel violation. Right here, though, look where we're at. We're consistently off at an angle. This is the car up front. This is us. Doesn't matter how far you are away from them. You're still in the blind spot. Okay, that blind spot is still in that cone, in that direction. So you need to get up front, side by side, or way behind so that you're not going to have this issue. So right here, we're still in the blind spot. So I'd roll up the throttle just a little bit. Now, this is a non-issue at this point. Yeah, I know he's not supposed to go into our lane. He's not supposed to do that. Okay, I get it. Class, I understand. He's not supposed to do that. The problem is that we are there. So what do? We're supposed to roll off the throttle, apply some brakes, or we can escape through that if we were going really fast and couldn't slow down in time. So those are the two options: slow down right here or escape through. It doesn't feel like we need to escape through. We can go ahead and slow it down. So just do that. It's a non-issue. Don't worry about doing this. Don't worry about doing that. There's no reason to do that. If you want to pull in the clutch, fine, to remove power from the rear wheel, but that's not going to do any engine braking. So if you roll off the throttle, it's going to do some engine braking, which is deceleration. Okay, or just apply some front brake pressure, just a little bit. All it would take is 20-30%, not much. And that's it. Now, see right here, though, now we got to merge. What are we doing? Are we going to get in front? More than likely, that's what this driver was doing. Just wanted to merge real quick. Didn't see you. Wasn't paying attention. Motion-induced, inattentional, blind spot, all these different reasons. Now that you know, all you should care about is your own safety. Find those escape paths. Do what you need to do to get out of there. All right, riding, bad space cushion. I can't see anything, so positioning's not that great. And look at that. Don't hit them. Don't hit them. go take a look at that one real quick. We're going to power through a lot of these. We spent too much time last week. All right, so right here, I don't like this positioning. We can't see around this vehicle. I'd be off to the sides a little bit more. Lane position 1 or 3. If I was right here, I could see in between these vehicles. I can't see anything here. If this person decides to apply the brakes really quick, I have to stop within this distance. I don't like having just this much distance. I want to see why this person's braking, because once I see this person's reason, I'm going to start braking because I'm more situationally aware before this guy will start braking. I don't want to brake off of this guy's reaction. I want to brake off the other person's reaction. So this is a bad spot. He's not speeding. I don't think ego's there, but this is just kind of that yellow stage. I'm zoned in, but I don't know what I'm supposed to be zoned in for. So class, what we're trying to focus here is you could be doing everything you think is right and you're doing it really well, but what you don't know can hurt you. So if you don't know that you're not supposed to be in this position, so because you can't see and you're just doing this really well, well, there's other training opportunities you can do. Okay. Do you have a gap in your knowledge? This is probably it. So right here, not knowing that this vehicle is coming up on our right is that whole 360 situational awareness. We need to be focusing on checking our mirrors, doing head checks, even when we're not wanting to change lanes. I'm always looking at my mirrors that are positioned in a way that I can see any of abnormal things, uncommon things in a common situation. All of a sudden, I see a car in my mirror just kind of coming up. It's just like right here, getting closer and closer. I'm like, what is that? I'm constantly scanning for that kind of stuff, and you should too. Now, that driver's a dum-dum, but I wouldn't do that. Same rider, blind spot, merge issue, same issue as the previous. I don't know, guys. Common denominator there. Click the link in the description to enter to win hundreds of dollars in Revzilla gift cards. We're doing this every single month. So if you don't win right now, you can possibly win next month. But if you sign up as a tier 1 to tier 4, you get my ebook for free too. Check it out. Link is in the description. Link is in the description. Click, click, click. Link in description. All right, let's go. Wind noise, wind noise, wind noise. Come on, get a mic. Okay, we're picking up speed. Oh, uncommon thing. Path travel. Get yourself out of there. Stop. Don't get next to him. Either you go or stop. I mean, slow down, but you go or slow down. Get yourself out of that situation. There's no reason to yell. That dude has the lug nut rule on his side. Oh my gosh. All right, so let's take a look at this. So we're riding. We have a destroyed front end dash, so possibly already crashed at some point. So we're riding. Now, what is that one pattern I'm always talking about? If this lane has people in it and it's going slower than our lane, and our lane has this nice big gap and there's no one there, what do you think this vehicle wants to do? They want to go into our lane. So as soon as you see that, as soon as you see like this person like right on the ass of the person in front of them and our lane is moving, they're going to want to take it. So what I do is I kind of sit, let's say like I'm speeding up, I'm getting up to him and I notice that, I'll stay like right here. I'll stay right there and I'll stay there for like 2 seconds because I'll see if this person decides that they want to go, but I'm going to stay here for like 2 seconds and they don't move. Okay, then I go. I'm not going to keep going. I'm going to go up to here. 1, 2 seconds. Okay, they're not going. Cool. Now I'm going to go. That's what I would do. And that's what I do in every situation. I don't put myself right next to them and then decide if they're going to come or not. I'm going to wait right here in a staggered formation right there and wait 2 seconds and then go. Okay. So we didn't. We just kept maintaining our speed. Now, this is that scary situation of what do we do? You need to find your escape path right here, or you need to decelerate. Remember, escape paths, you can accelerate through something. You can swerve however you want, but you can also decelerate. So you can also squeeze some brake pressure, not grab. You don't want to grab, squeeze. Okay. And then right here, what I'm talking about is why are we slowing down and stopping here? We need to get ourselves out. Go. Get out of here. If we're staying right here, this guy could possibly not hear us, and he's just going to keep going, but we're going to stay here and honk, hoping that they're going to see us now. Not a good situation. Get yourself out of there. You never know. You never know if they see you or not. Obviously, didn't see you when he switched lanes. No reason. Real quick, look at all those lug nuts. Look at all these lug nuts. The more you have, the bigger the animal you are. You're on the top of the food chain out here on the road. All right. Same thing. Same rider, I mean. All right, green light. Okay, green doesn't mean go. But we're going to go ahead and lane filter. Perfectly fine. Lane filter. Lane filter. Doesn't matter. All right. Get out of here. Get out of here. Person stopped for what reason? We don't know. We're just going to go. We're just going to go. Oh, there it is. We had like 2 or 3 close calls with this rider right here. 2 close calls with this rider, possibly the same exact ride, and we hit a vehicle. Do you think that's why our dash, look at it, it's like destroyed? Do you think that's what's happening here? Do you think that's how he did it? Come on, man. Can't be doing that. All right. So right here, what we're doing is we're going around a curve. It is blind because we have this. Okay, it's a blind curve. So we're going to go through it. Oh, man, it's an intersection. I would be in orange stage right here because it's an intersection. Default orange stage. What do we do with orange stage? We need to cover the brakes. We need to find escape paths. We need to position ourselves for safety. So in intersections, one of the biggest problems is people turning left in front of us at intersections or turning right in front of us. Never really have a merging issue, and it never really have people running the light. That's never, it's very rare. It does happen, but we have the issue of people turning left in front of us while we're trying to travel through the intersection. So orange stage. So I'm always looking for, sides of the vehicle like this, and then we're the one that we actually clip with. That's what I'm concerned about. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and roll off the throttle just a little bit and kind of coast through it. No extra throttle, but covering those brakes. I don't go through intersections accelerating, only if I need to get away from danger. When I go through an intersection, I'm covering everything and I'm looking. I mean, I might go down like 5 miles an hour from the moment I decide to roll up the throttle a little bit. And then when I get to the other side of the intersection, but guess what? We're on motorcycles. Just do this a little bit. You're going to get up to speed. Not a big deal, but I'm prepped and ready for anything. When we see this, all those sides of the vehicles, ah, man. There's that one side of the vehicle right there. And we also have to watch out for pedestrians. Just because it's green does not mean you should go. It means you're allowed to go. Is it safe to do so? That's based off your situational training. So he noticed it, recognized it. Great job, 99 Lives with the editing. Love it, man. This person's going to wait for this person right here. So as soon as you see this, you got to roll off that throttle and apply some brake pressure because you don't really have escape paths. If this person decides to go, boom, we're going to clip them, which is what happens. And this person's holding up that person. So we're in a bad situation. Okay, let's say we got to this, honestly, didn't mean to do this. Just start applying some brake pressure, kind of coast through it a little bit and wait for an opportunity to go. But we should have just ran through. Okay, this is the moment prior to impact. We should be aiming for escape paths. This is tiny, but guess what? We're on motorcycles. There's the impact, and that's going to cause us to be jostled and messed around. And hopefully we have gear. It looks like he has a helmet on, but it looks like he's done this before. I mean, just take a look at the bike that we got here. Oh, whatever. You can't see it. There it is. Make sure you don't do that. All right. So this is the front office of the firehouse. If you send in your parking lot practice, I will showcase your parking lot practice up front. All right, we're riding through here. We got lane merger issue right here, possibly. Our lane is moving faster than that lane. We're in blind spot. Oh, it looks like they heard him. I wouldn't trust that, though. Look forward. Look forward. You had that Dodge applying the brakes. So we're going to be going through here. And what I mentioned is, let's go ahead and get my face out of the way. I look stupid. What I mentioned is that we are now in the blind spot right here. Now look at the car in front of us. They're going to go faster than that white car in the lane to the left of us. Okay, you see how they're increasing the speed and closing the gap? What do you think this person wants to do? If our lane is moving faster, this person right here wants to come into our lane because our lane is faster. Always, always, always assume car drivers or anybody on the road is impatient. Everyone wants to get from point A to point B with the least amount of braking, with the least amount of waiting. They want to get from point A to point B as quick as possible. So if that's the case, then we should always assume that a car, let's go back just a little bit, always want to assume that this car would want to come into our lane, which is faster. Whether this lane is faster or this lane, everyone's just going to keep doing this. So when you see this, stay out of people's blind spots. So if we stay out of people's blind spots and we recognize that pattern, we should be pretty good. All right, so crisscross applesauce up front. So we're going to be going over some homework real quick.
Controls and secondary controls. Primary controls are going to be the controls that allow you to operate the motorcycle, like the throttle, front brake, rear brake, shifter, clutch, stuff about the system I use when it comes to riding, okay? It's an offshoot of the OODA loop. So observe, orient, decide, and act, but what we're going to be doing is planning our riding, okay? So the plan method is what I currently use, and right now what it is position yourself for safety. You're going to be locating potential hazards.
So right now what we're going to do is open it up for questions and answers. Do you have any pre-made emergency kit that you recommend? Dale Duncan? I don't see, that's the biggest problem. And I'm starting, everyone asks me that. Everyone asks me, do I have a pre-made kit that I recommend? Because I had to build my own. Yeah, I got mine right here. Let me go ahead and grab it. I got mine right here. I made this. I went on Amazon. I found a bag that I liked, and I had to buy like bulk everything. So I got a crap ton of medical supplies, and I just wanted it for this. And so I was like, you know what can I do is recommend. And I'll recommend somebody, and I can't find anybody. I really can't for the price. That's my thing, is that I can recommend. I mean, you just look up motors. My Medic has a kit, but it's like $100 something. So it's like, why? And then when I look inside the kit, it's like, I don't want half that stuff. So I think there's a gap. And Matt and I, Motos with Matt, he makes great barbecue. We had barbecue yesterday in the crew lounge he made. And him and I are coming up with an idea because he was an EMT firefighter. That's how I met him. We were EMT firefighters through the EMT and Fire Academy. And then he was a career firefighter too. I think we're gonna come up with our own. We're gonna order all that stuff, put them all together, and we have some other ideas. But right now I mean, my Medic is pretty much the only one I could think of. You know what? That's not exactly true. Let's accidentscene.org. Vicky Sanfilippo, she's the CEO, head honcho, and accidentscene.org is a nonprofit, but she has a separate entity that is for profit. And let's go ahead and I'll put this up on the screen so you guys can see what I'm talking about. So she has her own thing called CPR First Aid. So she's got her own stuff. So what she has is she's got a cruiser trauma pack, a kickstart trauma pack, the Rebel, and a sports trauma pack. Now, here's the thing, is that she absolutely knows what she's talking about. She's the head honcho of accidentscene.org. She's extremely smart. So until I can provide you with the resource that I can make, I'm going to go ahead and give you the resource that I think is the best so far. So I think all you would really need is a Kickstart trauma kit to really start it. And the reason why I say that is because, I mean, it has the packed card, so it has what you need. It's kind of like the CPR card a little bit. One pen, nitrile gloves, a face mask, towelettes. It's okay, antiseptic so you can clean yourself. Comes with shears, triangular bandage, roll gauze, sterile. I mean, this is all you're going to need right there. If you really want to get into it, I think the cruiser pack is probably the best one for what you're trying to do. And it has everything that I would have in there. I don't think it has a tourniquet. But here's the thing, is you're going to have access to this, and then you're also going to have that accident scene management class. So I would get this and take a class. Ex-Australian superbike paid racer who has competed in 2 WSB best track on the planet. Although when I ride on the road, I do not get near 50% of your abilities. Yeah, Marcus. So for Marcus, he doesn't get near 50%. His 50% is probably like my 120%. Does that make sense to you guys? So his 50%, if I'm going to ride with him, he's like, I'm only going to do 50% of my skill. I'll be like, okay, cool. To me, to keep up, I would have to do 120. So for him, he might have to slow it down a little bit and maybe go to 25 to 30%. I'm sorry, it's probably boring for you, but yeah, you sound like you're pretty damn experienced. So think about that when you're riding with new riders. So you're 50% as a novice, amateur, just a somebody that's been riding for 5 years, and all of a sudden you have a beginner, your 50 to 80% could be their 80 to 150%. So just realize that it's all switched around. Just all you have to modulate how you're mentoring somebody based off of their skill, not your skill. Use your skill as a learning movement and moment for them, but get to their skill when you're riding together, because you don't want them to try to keep up. You don't want them to try to haul butt. You don't want them to go past their skill level just to ride with you. No, 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 no. Don't do that, guys. So, Marcus, if I was ever riding with you, I'd be like, hey man, let's see what your 50% is. And I'd be on my Cardo Pack Talk using the system that I got. It's coded in the description, get a discount. They sponsor the channel. Look at boom, it's right there. I'd be like, hey, you're going a little too fast. You'd be like, I'm only going 50%. I'm like, yeah, well, it's like 120 for me. And you'd be like, all right, cool. I'll go 40. I'm like, okay. Whew. So that's as long as you're honest with your own skill level too. I am. I know I won't push myself.